This module will cover Level 1 and 2 MEPDG inputs and implementation for subgrade and base materials in ASHTO-WARE Pavement ME design. This is the third module in the Level 1 and 2 input series for MEPDG inputs and implementation. The GDOT User Input Guide and Software Design Manual are considered necessary tools for this module. Higher-level design inputs for subgrade and base layers are found in the material's resilient modulus, gradation, and related engineering property inputs. The processes required for these inputs are identical across all design types and pavement types. For the purpose of this example, we will focus only on the subgrade layer of a standard flexible pavement design. The first input to discuss is the resilient modulus. Navigate to the Subgrade or GAB Material Properties window and click on the Resilient Modulus drop-down arrow. Where previously an approximate resilient modulus value was directly input in the highlighted cell, we will now use the Input Level drop-down to select Level 2. You may notice there is no option for Level 1 inputs. As of version 2.5 of the software, Level 1 inputs are not yet permitted for resilient modulus of soils or unbound materials, so our selection is limited to Level 2 and 3. The first notable difference between Level 2 and 3 inputs is the third available analysis type. If Modify Input Value by Temperature/Moisture is selected, the modulus values are varied by temperature/moisture predicted by the enhanced climatic model used in the ME design software. If Monthly Representative Values is selected, the modulus is varied only by the 12 independent values input by the user. And if Annual Representative Value is selected, the modulus will remain as a singular value throughout the design period. For most designs, using the Enhanced Climactic Model is recommended. The other notable difference between Level 2 and 3 inputs is the available options in the Method drop-down. These options include CBR, R-Value, Layer Coefficient AI, DCP Penetration, and Based on PI and Gradation. The recommended method for your design will be based on the available data in the GDOT Materials library. Currently, all available Level 2 resilient modulus data for subgrade soils is presented in the highlighted table of the User Input Guide. A similar table is also available for GAB materials. These tables present a set of typical mean modulus values, so resilient modulus will remain our input method. As before, the modulus is input by simply typing the value in the highlighted cell. The next set of inputs with Level 2 capabilities are the gradation and related engineering properties. These properties are found by clicking the drop-down arrow next to the gradation input. If particle size distribution data is available for your material, you may improve the accuracy of the performance indicators by individually inputting the percent passing values in the table on the left. However, for most GDOT classified materials, the gradation has been predefined using typical values from existing records. The recommended values for GDOT classified soils are found in the highlighted table of the User Input Guide. The same approach is used for the engineering properties on the right. These values may be improved by clicking the checkbox and inserting project-specific data as necessary. For most Level 2 designs, using those values found in the associated properties tables is recommended. All higher-level input properties have now been discussed for the subgrade and base layers. If your project is located in a county with existing Level 2 resilient modulus data, you may bypass most of these processes and simply insert the specialized subgrade or GAB material type into your pavement structure. In these cases, the Level 2 input properties have already been defined and no additional inputs are required except for layer thickness. Alternatively, you may import the material properties to an existing subgrade or base layer using the import function. To do this, navigate to the pavement structure figure and right-click on the appropriate pavement material layer. Select the Import feature and navigate to the folder where material XML files are located. After locating the desired material, click on the file and press Open. The layer properties should update with the newly defined material inputs. A final note: if higher-level inputs are used for a single layer of your pavement design, you are not required to use higher-level inputs for the remaining layers. For example, Level 2 inputs may be used for the subgrade layer of a design, where Level 3 inputs are used elsewhere. Always consider this dynamic when trying to generate the most accurate pavement design. This concludes the topics discussed in this module and the steps required to develop Level 1 and 2 subgrade and base layers. Proceed to the next module to learn about Level 1 and 2 MEPDG inputs and implementation for AC pavement.